Hello.
It should be on.
Yeah. Okay, everybody say Halachos of Krias Shema. What page? Zen.
Will we do some halaf again?
Someone help again?
Yeah.
Halachos is Reish Design.
Yes.
Reish Tezayin. Simin Samachal. Din kama tzarich l'daktik u'l'chavim b'Kriyas Shema. Chatchila tzarich l'hizoyer v'liklis kol ha'gimel parshas shal Kriyas Shema. Havana. Chatchila should be careful in all the three parashas. Shema, V'hafta, V'hoya, with kavana. Be'ema, V'yira, Reses, V'ziyah, Kederesh, B'nei HaMedina, Koyrin, Rut Gema, Shemeshagel HaMelech, Nitzab HaMelech B'midaseh. Those days, the king sent a message to town, a proclamation. How did they do it? How did they read it? They would stand up on their feet. The Koyrin, and they read it, Be'ema, V'yira, Reses, V'ziyah. The Krias Shema, Prodgama Shal Kadosh Baruch Am Yisrael. This is the Hashem's message. Am Yisrael. Hashem did not require us to stand up. Like how you are. You still have to read it with the aim of a yira.
Chabad by sitting or standing, or it doesn't matter.
No.
You could do whatever you want.
Yeah. One has to bring upon oneself the feeling that this is something new. Let me look at this again. What does it say over here? I never heard this before. It wasn't today that Hashem told it to them. Why did it say Hayoim? Every day it should be like it was Hayoim, it was given to you. It's like you heard it many times. You have to try to bring upon yourself a schachus to look inside. What does it mean? The kavana. Gimel.
Even though you do it at night and day, but every time it's in the one.
Yeah. Should try to.
Like this is one of the hardest jobs. Same thing, but every time it's like new.
Krias Shema Gimel. Krias Shema Yesh Reish Mem Hey Tevis. 245 words. Chasur Gimel Tevis Lahashlim Ramach. It's missing 3 words to bring to the number of Ramach 248, which is Keneged Ivara Shal Adam, responding to the verb of each person. Shakal HaKoyre Kishma Kitukuna Kol Aver Noitel Teva Achas Misrapeba. If you read it properly, every Aver will take one word and will be healed through that word. V'chein noyegin shashliach tzibur choyz v'oyim Hashem Elokeichem emes b'koyrolam. The Shliach Tzibur chazers over again the 3 words Hashem Elokeichem emes loudly in order to B'zeh kol adam yoytze choyel v'shem piv shak shach gimel tevis. Since everyone's listening, well, yoytze, these 3 words, now you have Ramach tevis. V'chol atzibur shekoyin la'atzam b'lachash Oimrim Hashem Elokeichem emes. And when everyone else is reading to themselves quietly, they say Ani Hashem Elokeichem emes. Mamtinin al Shliach Tzibur. They wait for the Shliach Tzibur and to listen to him. We don't again repeat emes. Really, the word emes is not part of Krias Shema.
What were you saying about the last 3 words? Hashem Elokeichem emes?
The word emes is not part of the pasuk.
Okay.
Pasuk concludes in the Torah, Ani Hashem Elokeichem. Thank you. The Torah does not say the word emes. Emes is part of the next tefillah, not a pasuk.
Emes v'yatzi.
Emes, v'yatziv, v'nofin.
Right.
However, there is a pasuk, a different pasuk, which says Hashem Elokeichem emes.
So what are you
And we don't want to be mafsik between Hashem Elokeichem and emes. We want to show Hashem Elokeichem is emes. So we say right away the word emes. And we wait for the Shliach Tzibur to repeat the word Hashem Elokeichem emes. When he repeats it, now that we heard the word, Shemei HaKonim Yoitze, those three, now we have Ramach Tevis. When we go to the Yatziv, we don't again say emes, because I already said emes. I could say it again. Emes, but we have to tell you about Acheres main time. Kilo Mishma Shema, Shashat Ganois and Loisha Klal main time. You don't say emes twice, just like we don't say the word Shema twice. Shema, Shema. Sounds like you have two different Eibushters. You don't say Shema, Shema. You don't say emes twice.
Okay. And if you say it slowly, it corresponds with each of the ligaments.
Yes.
Like in the name of who? Who said that?
Who says that? That originates from the Medrash.
Okay.
Now, Afim Shok Tzas, and we have to take Acheres Ben Tayim. Even if you waited a little bit, you didn't do right away emes and then again emes. You still, you should not do it that way. You shouldn't be without a hefsek of two things. You shouldn't do emes one after another, even if by waiting. Chatchila. Va'afim shocked. Avon writes Koyach Alachs and Mashitzi Hashem Elokeichem emes. In Isur B'Dam. Hashem Afsek Ben emes la'emes b'Tev Hashem Elokeichem. If you want not to be yoitze by hearing the Sheikh Tzibur saying Hashem Elokeichem emes, you want to say it yourself. Fine, no problem. You could do it. It's not a problem. You said twice the word emes.
I said it and he said it's okay.
It's not right. It's not a problem that you saying emes twice before you said emes, and now you're saying emes again. Because in between I said the words Hashem Elokeichem. That's a separation between the two words of emes.
And that will actually redo.
Yeah.
And if I want to go forward ahead of the Shliach Tzibur to be in time for Shemona Esrei, no problem.
No, 1 second.
That's a different thing.
1 second. 1 second.
Yeah.
We don't do this. We don't do this.
We don't do with the shots, we do by ourselves.
No, we don't chazer over. We don't see it. We say Ani Hashem Elokeichem.
And we stop.
When we stop and we wait for the Shliach Tzibur, he says Allah Hashem Elokeichem. We're yaitza with him.
Right.
Hashlomas hatevis. Now we have 248 words. Here he's talking about that if you want, you don't have to be yaitza with the Shliach Tzibur. You could do it yourself. Repeat it over.
Wow.
We don't do that. We listen to the Shliach Tzibur when you're davening with a minyan.
So every morning when we daven Shema, we just Ani Hashem Elokeichem, a mess, and wait.
Yeah, and you hear the Rav in the shul. He says Ani Hashem Elokeichem emes, and then
But there's no issue for you to say
after
it
the Rav
before.
says emes,
Yeah.
so then the Sheikh Tzibur says out loud Hashem Elokeichem emes, and now everyone's yaitza. We don't ourselves say Hashem Elokeichem emes. You could, but you're just saying you're allowed to.
You're allowed to.
It's allowed to, and it's not a problem saying emes twice.
Because you did a
Hashem Elokeichem in the middle, right? I'm just saying Lamaisa we don't. I'm saying you're allowed to. I'm saying in the shul generally we don't. Usually we wait for Sheikh Tzibur if you want it, but if you let's say you can't wait. Let's say you're in a rush, and the Sheikh Tzibur, the Rav is taking a while, and the community, and they're waiting, and you need to run. You have to go. You have to go to work.
Mm-hmm.
So you just say to yourself again, Hashem Elokeichem emes, because you want to have the hashlamas of the
Ramach.
What?
It's not so relevant, but sometimes I'll go ahead. So I'm not behind. I may start Shemona Esrei ahead or wait the paragraph before. Okay.
Now,
The Shliach Tzibur.
Shliach Tzibur, yesh noigin sheloi loimer emes, shekoyre balachash la'atzmai. The Shliach Tzibur, what does he do? The Chazan.
Ani Hashem Elokeichem, stop. Then he's
What should he do? So Yesh Noigin that he should not. He doesn't say emes. He reads them so quietly. Shem Yomer Balachash emes. V'cheiz v'omer emes b'koil ram. Yireish test Davis. If he will say quietly
With MS.
emes, yeah, and then we'll say Hashem Alekechem emes again out loud.
Extra word.
He has an extra word because he already said the word emes, and now he's saying Hashem. He only missing 3 words. You said emes to yourself, so now he already has reish mem vav words, and he goes and repeats Shem Alekechem emes is reish mem tes. So some say the Sheikh Tzibur shouldn't say emes. You could say as a yachid, you say Hashem Alekechem emes because we don't want to make a hefsek with Hashem Alekechem emes. And you're going to only be yaitz to the last 2 words of the Kechem emes. V'yesh neigin leimer gam b'lachash v'hav Hashem Alekechem emes. And others say no. The Shliach Tzibur does say quietly emes, and in order to do the idea of not separating Hashem Alekechem emes, it's an extra word. We don't calculate the next emes because the next emes you look at it as v'yatz. What do we do?
You say Hashem Alekechem emes quietly, and then again, loud Hashem Alekechem emes.
Shliach Tzibur, what does he do?
Yeah, when the Rebbe was a chal,
What do you do?
the Rebbe said Hashem Alekechem emes, then loud Hashem Alekechem emes.
So he did like the second minute.
Yeah.
That's a little.
Rabbi, when the Svardim daven,
Yeah.
the Shliach Tzibur says Hashem Alekechem, and everybody else calls out Emet. But the Svardim, you never go into Svardim Sheminyan, that's how they do it. Hashem
Again, how do they do it?
Everybody else says Emet.
What do they do? What do they say?
I don't know.
Hashem Alekechem,
I don't know.
and then the whole crowd say emet.
I would say, if I daven with them,
But they don't have the Ramach Tevis. They repeat it, Hashem Alekechem emes?
no, they repeat, the Shliach Tzibur, just Hashem Alekechem, and everybody else says Emet.
Together.
Yeah.
They said it before already. Oh, they should Tzibur repeat Hashem Alekechem, and then they all say emes together.
Maybe they don't say Emet. Maybe they don't say Emet.
Because this emes is
Right. Here, yeah, a different minig. Okay, this minig is not brought here in Shulchan Aruch.
בכלל, they said the whole Kriyat Shema loud. Most of the time, actually.
The question is, we want to get 248, not 249, right?
Not 245. And 249,
That's not.
not so bad if you do
We
245.
want 245 or 248?
248. But
And
the
if
main
we
thing
do
we're
Ramach-
trying to make sure is not because the Krias Shema itself is only 245. So we want an extra 3 words.
Mm-hmm.
There's a certain situation which will come out that we have 249. Shulchan Aruch says it's okay. It's not a big deal because that
We'll go to the
4th word, emes, you'll say it's the beginning.
Goes to the next paragraph. Yes.
Right. Emes v'yatz, it really is part of the next paragraph.
So what's
Emes
the problem?
v'yatz.
So
Yeah, it's not a problem.
Chaber spoke. Are we good? I think he's good. No. He's a pasuk. He's the pasuk masa d'asra. What else can we say? How can you overrule what he's saying?
Hold a second. The what happens when you daven by yourself?
You're saying it next to Allah.
Before.
So when you say
Before.
alone, it's 249.
No, you're missing the core. No,
But
no,
I got
next to Allah, he said.
Dalid. Mi she'eni Krias Shema b'tzibur, alo nemer v'chisarein lo yuchel lehimaneh. This is a pasuk in Gehelis. It's a chisarein that you can't count. Elu gimel tevish shechas eloi mimingin amal. That's how the Zohar explains it. Zohar Chadash. Now, after became says in Tapreish Zayin, Yesh sas takana. L'chavin b'tes vav vavin shebe'emes yatzif. Shehav kavana. The tes vav times says vav. V'yatziv, v'nochim, v'kayim, v'yosher. Says 15 vavs in the emes yatzif. What does this mean? What do the 15 vavs signify?
Oh yeah.
Yesh mefarshim, some explain. Se kavana zu shetes vav vavin oilin sadik. Tes vav times 6. 6 times 15 is 60 and 30, yeah, 90. Vehin kenega gimel shemes havaya. The 3 names of Hashem. 3 times the name of Havaya.
26.
3 times 26. 3 times 26 is 78. The Dalet Oisius, the 4 Oisius count the 4. Hein Lamed, if you count each one, 26 with the 4 Oisius with the words, with the koilel comes out, not with the koilel, with each letter, it's 30 each.
Doesn't matter morning.
So that's the 90. That's the concept, that's the kavanah behind it. No difference morning evening. Yesh mefarshim shtes vavav and oil and sadik v'im hakriya tzadik aleph, with each just the reading itself of all these words all together. We count the kriya as one. Tzadik aleph keminyan Hashem b'kriyasei u b'ksivasei. U'ki'ilu omer Hashem adnai emes.
What's the story with the 15 vowels?
Because Yudke Vavke and Adnai is Sadik. Is 26, 30, it's Sadik Aleph. We have 26 plus the 4 of Adnai is 30, plus the Nun is 50 is 80, and the Yod is 90, and the Aleph is 91.
That's
Shem Adnai Emes.
wow.
It's basically the minyan of Hashem. B'kriyasei b'ksivasei. Yudke Vavke is the ksiva. We write Hashem Yudke Vavke. How do we pronounce it? We don't pronounce the word Yudke Vavke. You see the Christians they sometimes write it out.
Okay.
We don't pronounce it the name.
Oddness.
All right, we say Adnai, Adoi, right? And Yudke Vavke is the written way you write Hashem's name. Adnai is the way we pronounce it. That's Kriya and Ksiva. Both together, the Kriya and the Ksiva is Tzadik Al 91,
Wow.
the Gematria of 91.
Wow.
And when we have Kavana for the Tes Vavavin, of Emes V'Yatziv, which then it's as if we had the shame B'Kriyasei B'Ksivasei. Now, I'm just saying, it's a little bit interesting, this kavana. What does this kavana have what to do with the Ramach Chaisis?
No, you don't. You're missing Hashem Elokeichem Emes. So this Hashem Elokeichem Emes, you put it in this 15 verse. The kavanah of Hashem Elokeichem Emes is not that you're missing this helping the missing. Just what to mechaven when you say you daven by yourself, right?
I don't know.
Mishenu kol kriyat shema b'tzibur. So now is a me'ovetz lo echad letaken. So what you should do? At least you do the kavanah.
I don't know. But this kavana has nothing to do with the 3 words. How do you have Ramach? We still don't have Ramach.
You don't. You're missing.
We're missing. So what did you do? You did something else.
Exactly.
Did a nice thing. Something has to be. I think there's more of a connection over here.
The Alter Rebbe never give you kavanas and davening in the halacha. What's the halacha?
But this the B'Siyasa brings the first pshat, and the second pshat is Darkei Moshe. So the Mechaber and Amar bringing these pshatim.
Right.
I think there's more to it in what's pshat. No, the second one actually I understand. No. Here's the pshat. I'm sorry.
What's the chiluk if I
The
don't?
first pshat is Gimel Pa'amim Havaya.
Right.
Gimel Pa'amim Havaya. I have three Havayas.
Yes.
3 words. I'm missing 3 words. I have 3
Hashem
words.
Elokeichem Emes, Chavon,
90 Tesvav, the Tesvav Vavin of Yatziv
It's 90.
is 90.
Right.
Tesvav times 6 is 90. 90 is 3 times Shem Havaya, including the 4 letters of
You
each.
don't say it, but you mechaven it.
So I have, at least I have that. I have 90 and I have 3 words in a different way. Or 91, and Skilo I said Hashem Adnayamis, which is also 3 words. Hashem Adnayamis. I also have 3 words. So I still have 3 words. So I didn't actually physically say or hear 3 words.
You mechaven it.
I have a different mahalif. Yesh oimrim. In other svarim it says, Takon acheres. Someone who's reading privately without a tzibur is a third takon. Eitzah. Sheyoimer kel melech neman shema. So what Yael was saying before, that before you say Shema Yisrael, you have to say Barucher Ami Sobi Ava, say Kel Melech Neman. Kel Melech Neman is a Rosh Tevas Amen.
That's what the Ashkenazi do.
Ah. Begimel Tevas Elu Mashlimin Min Ramach. Bememokim the Amen Sheish Lanes Achar Barucher Ami Sobi Ava Ki Amen Tevas Kel Melech Neman. So instead of saying what you normally Ashkenaz would answer Amen, normally,
We don't say Omen by
instead of answering Amen, say Amen, spell it out. Say Kel Melech Neman. I stretched out the Amen into the 3 words. Now I have 3 words. Instead of saying Amen, we only have 1 word. Yikol Makim Kishakoyed B'Tzibur Lo Yomer Kel Melech Neman. Ak Yomer Amen Achas Shetzibur Shensayim Abracha. V'chein Lo Yigim Dinas Elu. When you do it B'Tzibur, you don't need this Eitzah. You don't need this eitzah when you're doing a mitzvah.
You mean we don't need that?
Because you have the 3 words by listening to Sheikh Tzibur say Hashem Elokeichem Emes out loud. So I have those 3 extra words. So now I have 248 words.
Okay.
So therefore, just answer Amen. A regular normal Amen. Don't stretch out the Amen. Read it as a Rosh Tevis. Read it Amen like we normally do. If you're reading B'Yachid, say the Amen as Kel Melech Neman. It's a shtick, basically. Instead of saying Amen, just as Aleph Mem Langanun, say Kel Melech Rosh Tevis Amen.
And Shema Yisrael.
So I got an Amen, but I had a 3-word Amen. And now I have the...
And how come we don't do it? When we don't be up in... Is this Shema
How could a word be stretched out
Oh,
to
how
3
come
words?
we don't do it?
You're saying
We already learned earlier.
Because it's better to say Hashem Elokeichem.
I mean, that's our minig is that we know our minig, we're not mafsik between Amen of saying Amen to Baruch Ami so be
We
Ava.
don't say Omen.
No, so we don't have this eitzah.
is Amen the same as Kel?
Melech Neman, yeah. Kel is Aleph, Melech is Mem, Neman is Nun.
What is-
Aleph Mem Nun,
Uh-huh.
Amen.
So what does that mean?
Hashem is the trustworthy king.
That means Amen. That's what we're saying.
Yeah, basically we're saying Amen. Saying Hashem is trustworthy.
Guarantor is trustworthy.
Yeah.
Chaim Kanievsky never believed that the was going away from him, so he said, "Oh no, for his
Ooh.
whole life."
Yeah.
Yeah,
You never believed it, what?
that the was going away from him.
What do you mean not going to wait for him? Why would they not wait for
He
him?
was on it. He thought he was going to miss Hashem Elokeichem, so he would say Kamal Neman his entire life.
I don't know.
So Balamaisa, you're saying they do this but Sibur also?
Chaim Kanievsky, because he didn't think they were going to. He's going to beat
No,
them.
but normally with Sibur and Ashkenaz, what do they do?
They don't do it because they want to be Etzel Hashem Elokeichem.
Right. This is only when you're davening B'Yachid that you do
Right.
this.
Or you're not going to be up to the
And you
Chaz.
said that's the minig of Medina Seil and Ashkenaz.
If a person's not up to the Chaz, then well, I gotta say it. It's not going to have.
Lamaisa, we don't do that. We don't do the Kel Melech Neman and not any of the other Kavanis. We actually, B'Yachidus, also repeat the words. Now, the Siddur, the Alter Rebbe says, to say Ani Hashem Elokeichem, Ani Hashem Elokeichem, Emes. Now,
Who of them is only once?
yeah. That's what it says on the Siddur. Now that's the Eitzah, meaning it's basically Eitzah which was not brought. Shulchan Aruch had three Eitzahs.
Right.
It's not one of the three Eitzahs.
3 blanks.
When you're B'Yechidus, in the Siddur, he writes that you should, it's on,
Yeah, let's sit down.
here, in the Siddur Alter Rebbe, in the back. Taf Reish Chaf Aleph. I don't know if it said in this Siddur. What do
The
they
new
say
one,
actually?
probably, the new
What
one.
should they say back here in the Siddur here? In Taf Reish Chaf Aleph,
בקריאה שמע יש רמ"ח תיבות, בתסריגים לתיבות, השם יהיה רמ"ח תיבות, אתה נוגע בשם שאומר,
Krias Shema Yesh Ram Eisham Hitevis Chasur Gimel Tevis LaHashem Mir Mach Tevis Kenogim Shritzi B'Choyzim Hashem Kechemes Yachid HaMaspal LaAtzma Yachzer Tevis Ani Hashem Elikechem. That does not say they're Mitzayin back to the Siman on the bottom, but does not say that in the Siman, so it's not really a good Ma'amakim. Yeah, these Siddurim over here in the English, they write to do, although the word emes belongs in the next paragraph, they're not paused between Hashem Lekechem emes. Praying without a minyan, repeat in Hashem Lekechem, and then conclude emes.
לצערמן ככה. הנה השם אלוקיכם, סתם, השם אלוקיכם אמס. Not twice.
Does it correspond with?
I'm just wondering, just the way the Alter Rebbe says here, comes out that it's exactly what it says here. That's what we do. Well, I'm just wondering, interesting, because the first time you said you didn't mitzaref it to emes.
Right.
So what's pshat in this?
You're missing one word.
One word, missing emes. No, he's not missing, because he repeated Ani Hashem Lekechem.
The emes is going
At the
to
end.
Beyatzik.
He has Ani Hashem Lekechem emes, he has the emes in the end.
Right.
But the problem is that the first time he's Messiah Hashem Lekechem, he wasn't excited with the word emes.
Right.
You're supposed to say, you're not supposed to be mafsid Lekechem and emes.
Yechua.
Put it. Over here, he was mafsid Hashem Lekechem.
Says Yechua.
So I'm not really sure as to why only a Shlich Tzibur is allowed to say over Hashem Lekechem emes. Why don't we do the same thing the Shlich Tzibur does? We can basically the whole call to that with Tzibur, just do the exact same thing. You say to yourself, Ani Hashem Lekechem emes, and then say over again, Hashem Lekechem emes. What's the crime? Just like the Shlich Tzibur does it for call. Why does the fact that he's davening for the Tzibur make it different? But
It's Yochi, right?
why shouldn't he do this? Obviously, there's some reason why not, but I'm not sure what the reason is. And it's also interesting what the Alter Rebbe is saying over here, that you're splitting his Eitzah, that you're splitting the Kechem and Emes. The first time around, you're not saying
What emes? The word emes is different paragraph, right? It's belong to the Beyatzik. In the Siddur, the way they print it, right? The word emes is belong to the Beyatzik, not
Yeah.
Shema.
right. It's not part of the Psukim or Krias Shema. To remember, it's part of the Tefillah of Emes Yatzim.
Do any of these correspond with Tehillim 90 or 91 from King Shlomo?
Not what it says here, but
Because those are very important.
What sentence? Stefan. Thank you.
Okay, we're gonna have to be ma'ayin this Shiloh.
Remember I asked you when we came to the Lachaim Bayam, that was
That's why you wanted to do it again?
yeah.
Because I asked my brother what
He said
tell me
exactly the
finish
same
the
like you
simon.
said. Oh, he said exactly the same like you said. So I was surprised.
I have to look it up. To look it up, you have to understand this. Hey, Noyagin likreis pasuk lishim b'kol ram kidei lo oir hakavana. Noyagin liting idei al pneim b'kriyas shema kriyas pasuk lishim. She's stacked with the we cover our eyes. The minig is to cover our eyes, or you should not look at anything else. You should have to have kavanah. Remember, you learned 2 weeks ago that the first pasuk Shema, you need to have kavanah. You're not yoitza. You don't know what you're saying. Shema Yisrael. Listen here, Yidden. Hashem Elokeinu is our Eibishter. He's our Chayis. He gives us life. And that Eibishter, Hashem, is Echad, is one. If you don't know the meaning, you're not yoitza. You say it again. I should say it again. If you forget to say it again. You're not yoitza. So therefore, we have this Inyan, two things we do. Two manhagim we do to ensure we have kavanah. One is we say it loudly, the first pasuk. And number two, we cover our eyes. It's all in order to do things, motions that will encourage us to think what we're saying. This most important tefillah. Do you know what we're saying?
I see the Rebbe used to go with the fingers like this, and some people would just with the eyes and kiss the head. What's behind it? Dafka this possible.
No, this is the
Must be something I pick up ball and
So the
That's it,
Yiddishkeit, Achas Hashem.
It's not for the
I
tefillin.
believe in one Eibishter,
To make sure the tefillin is straight or something.
deeper than that.
There are different pshatim. What does it mean, echad? But the idea of achdus, Hashem echad, is the side of Yiddishkeit.
So this is you kiss
Over any other lahavdal, any other munah, the inyan of Yiddishkeit is that we brought to the world the inyan of Hashem echad. That was that Avram Avinu brought to the Hashem echad. Yeah, there's a lot of deeper understandings of it. Not even before Chassidus, that it doesn't just mean that there's one Hashem and not two. Also mean that Hashem is, one, that he has no parts to himself. It's unit.
He's one in all four directions and all 7 or 8 worlds.
Yeah, seven heavens and the earth. So so this is all. Chassidus have a deeper taisha. Echad means that there's no. Not only is one Eibishter, there's nothing else besides for the Eibishter. The Eibishter is the only real existence in the world.
You're saying everything you see and feel and whatever was and will be, it's all Hashem.
All the Eibishter.
So different Hasidim, different thing what you have to shema. Some kissing, some just things. It's not exactly what to do. I mean, we saw what the Rebbe used to do, but
Now, Vav. Kol ha-meirich b'dal sha'echer marichin l'yamim yamav v'shnoisav. Whoever lengthens the reading of the word dalid of echad, he has arichas yamim.
In the name of who?
It's the Gemara, Chazal. Yeah. Brachis.
Even if he's not supposed to reach a certain age, you might give
The gam lo yachte b'ches. You also should not read quickly the letter ches. You should say it a little bit longer. Like you were saying, it's the minyan of 7 rekiim in the aretz. You should have time to be able to think about it when you say the letter ches. The Sefer Torah, when you write a ches, it goes up. It goes up like this. The middle, it's like 2 zayins. Torah, 2 zayins. The top, and it has lines that connect on the top. Why is that? That's a hint. The hint that Keloimer Chayhu, it's a Gemara. Chayhu B'Ram Yisrael. Hashem is living in the high heights of the world. Avol, the Dalit of Hach Yoiser. You need to have more kavanah when you read the Dalit. The Shir Shiyach Kadosh Baruch Hu Yachid Beilame and Moshe Badal Ruchis Ha'olam. You need to have time to think that the Eibishter is Yachid. He's the only one in his world, and he controls the four directions of the world.
If we're supposed to
You don't need to think any further than that. Lengthen the words. There is a minig of many at hayoim to move your head during Krias Shema.
Right, left.
Move it up and down, and then dal ruches.
people do that?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So, really, what kavanah is that? It's ches and it's dal. Ches is zayin rekim v'aretz, and dal the dal ruches ha'ilam. So between the ches and the dal, you have 6 directions. So you go like this, and then you go like this, like that.
Start with up and down.
Slightly. Zayin. Sarich lahadgish bedalid shaloi tia keresh. You have to make sure the dal doesn't sound like a resh. V'loi shikra ena bedagish she'im bedagish. You're not supposed to read it, emphasize the word, like with a dagish when it has a dat inside, like a vase over a vase. It has a dal in it, say stronger. It doesn't have a dat in it. Just to say clearly, it's clear it's not a resh. You need a kila dalad b'kuda b'shva. Some people, they say it long, the ches, and the dalad, I mean, and they think it starts to sound like echad, like a shva under it. Yeah. So that's a problem. Loi amru laharich v'limsha b'kiyas adalad shnei kol oisha v'hei sefer tevin the kudav tein nefnefes lagamri yarek machshavtoi hamlichoi v'dal ruchis b'kiyas adalad v'achreha b'terem yaschu b'shem. Over here it's a little different taishim scene like we saw before.
Anybody who does
A dalad is not supposed to physically be longer. He's supposed to think longer in the Dalit. And after that, even after you said the Dalit, when you read it to the ending of a letter, which has no nakuda to it, that letter is supposed to be read quickly. Echad. You don't sit and dwell on the Dalit. It doesn't have a nakuda vowel to it. So how can you extend it if there's no vowel to it? Echad is just it's just the hitting the ches hitting the Dalit. But there's no actual nakuda, no vowel in the Dalit. So Lamais is not correct in Korea to start stretching out the Dalit. So Alter Rebbe says what we meant, Chazal meant kol hameirich bedalid. Richin Yama meant in the machshava. Think what Dalit means, the Dalit ruchas ha'olam, and that you could think b'shas the Dalit and afterwards before you say the word Baruch Shem. Yeah. Even if you're not being meirich, so you feel like you can jump right into Baruch Shem. Because it's not a chiyuv to be marich, it's kol ha-marich, then you get a certain segula. But if you weren't marich, it's okay, al pi halacha. So you still should make a hefs between echad and baruch, not to read echad baruch as one continuation. Ki ikr kibol malchus shemayim with pasuk kedishin. Now ikr is pasuk kedishin. V'yesh al hafs bin shadam, so this is separate from everything else, not to connect it to other things. I just have to point out that in Vav and Siv Vav in the beginning, it does seem like we're talking about physically stretching out the Dalit. Because he says, V'gam le'yachte b'ches, yarich b'ktsas.
It doesn't say.
We're going to have to touch over here.
Not machshava. It doesn't say the word.
So, but le'yachte b'ches, what it means literally. Should say it long because the ches it has a vowel to it. Echad. So the ches you can a little bit say a little longer. So we're gonna have to touch that the beginning is machshava. The gamla yachte beches yabaktsas. That's bedibur. It's a bit schwer in the reading, just jump from one to another. But
who want to be echad for my?
Lay down.
yeah. Okay, Shakoyach everyone for joining.
Okay, bonus question.
Yeah.
Shabbos morning when we pull out the Sefer
Why-
Torah, the Chazan says Shema, but he doesn't cover his eyes. I cover my eyes when I say it, but he doesn't. Why not?
You already
I
said,
don't feel
you already said Veshma before.
But he's saying it again.
Okay, but no, it's not the same Shema. Not the
Then what
same.
is it? Who is the same? It's the same God, the same thing. It's just not connected with the davening in 3 paragraphs. So
It's a good question. No mice
Yeah.
of the minig the oilams they don't, but it's a good question. Why not? Valid bonus question.
You close the eyes only.
And we won't cover our eyes when we say Shema.
You close the eyes.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
When? No, but by
When take out the Sefer
Oh, that's right.
Shabbos, Shema Yisrael, Shema Ken.
Right.
It's a group. It's a group Shema. Yeah.
yeah. Basically, when we're saying Shema as part of the mitzvah of Krias Shema, we do it. When we say Shema not as part of the mitzvah of Shachris and Arvis, it's just a Shema that we're saying.
You're saying an emergent. It's like an emergency situation. If you need to say Shema, you don't need to cover your eyes.
Right, there's no chi, it's a minute. The whole thing of covering is a minute. Even by Kriya. We only do it when we're trying to be yot in the mitzvah min Torah in the morning and the night. But if you were reading, let's say in the Torah, the word Shema, we don't cover our eyes like in Psukim.
Okay.
If you're saying the Chabad is the 12 Psukim, we don't either cover our eyes during the 12 Psukim. But it's a valid question. I appreciate that question.
And also, like Yom Kippur, why do we cover our eyes? Do we touch upon that? Is it for kavanah purposes? Is it for
Right. Also in Kippur, we don't cover our eyes.
I mean, don't cover your eyes. What do you
Right.
mean?
By Ne'ilah.
At the end of Nila,
Chazan or us?
everyone, you say Shema.
No, instead they close. Maybe people close their eyes with kavana, but they don't. You don't see putting their hand over their eyes.
Is it maybe for kavanah? Because
We're gonna close off because we're gonna head to Ma'ariv.
Right.
Thank you, everyone.
All right, thank you.